I hate her so much. I don't want to. I don't want to hate her, but she's just such a scummy liar. So let's start with that. She's a scummy liar. She lied pretty much any time she talked on the debate stage. Hey, this is editor Stephanie here. I'm going to be interjecting a little bit here and there because I did film this on Friday. It is now Monday. Over the weekend, I just kept scrolling and the internet just keeps finding more lies that Kamala told and fact checking them. So I'm going to add them in. I also wanted to give the analogy before I start fact checking that if you want to say Kamala won, you can say that, but it's not based on anything of substance. And that's the whole point of this video. If we play Scrabble and all the points that I win are based on fake words, and the judge was just like, yep, nope, that's great. That's 5 points for you. That's all the points. You get all the points for all the made up words. I'm going to win the game. But did I really win the game? No, because I lied. I cheated. I made up facts. So when we say Kamala is a cheater, I know a lot of people are saying there's like actually a affidavit, we don't even know if it's real right now, saying that ABC made arrangements with Kamala's team. I don't know if that's real or not, so I'm not going to speak on it until I know that it is. Even if you put that aside, even if you don't believe that, this video is going to show you all the lies she told. Not all of them, even. A lot of the lies she told. It's going to fact check her, and it's going to show you that she cheated. Whether she actually cheated with ABC's help or not, you can believe whatever you want. I believe there was cheating, but just the lying is the cheating. When you are lying and no one is fact checking you, and they're only fact checking the other opponent, that suggests that everything that you are saying is true. And that means there are two other people in the room that are backing up that what you're saying is true when in fact it is a lie. Cheating, call it what you want. She lied. That shouldn't be how we win debates. Anyways, here's a video. Just kidding. I'll start the video in a second. This is starting the video, but it's not the original video. The original video did not have this fact check in it. It didn't have another fact check of the animals being eaten in Ohio, because I made a whole 45-minute video about that. I will link it in the description below if you want to go watch that, because I just wasn't going to talk about it again because I spent like 45 minutes talking about it. But more information has come to light, so I wanted to add this in. Christopher F. Rufo, an investigative journalist, posted a video, and this video is of a cat on a barbecue, two skinned cats on a barbecue in Ohio. This is one town over from Springfield, and it's in 2023. So there's people all over online right now who, by the way, ask for evidence and then refuse to watch my video. They just want to say, no, it's not true. The only proof that I think it's CBS News, yeah, has said about cat eaters of Ohio is that the Democratic mayor said it's not happening. I'm sure he did. So this is evidence from a year ago, 2023, which means that this isn't influenced by any kind of viral videos. This isn't someone lying to get attention. This isn't someone trying to support what Trump said. This is something that happened a year ago, and it wasn't Haitians. It was Africans from the Congo. And not only did he have this video, but he found the person who made the video. He spoke to them about it. They reiterated their story from a year ago. Their son used to play with the children of these people who were eating this animal. And then it's in Dayton. And then the neighbors around there, the blue girl was still there. The neighbors around there confirmed it. So I suggest you go look at his X page and you can find all the information on this subject. It is happening. So it might not be specifically Springfield. It might not be specifically Haitians, but the whole thing was immigrants are eating animals, and the mainstream media news will not even go down there to check it out. So I'm going to play this video because it's kind of funny despite its contents.
Yo, what is this they got on the grill?
Is that the big kiss cats?
Man, listen, man. There go a cat right there. His ass better get missing, man. Look like his homies on the grill, man. What the fuck? What?
So that's it. This person didn't do this to be mean or to be racist, for any other reason than he was shocked to see the cats on the grill. He used to be neighbors with these people. He knew these people. He wasn't there wasn't any bad blood. He just saw it and was like, holy crap, look what's happening. And again, it was a year ago. This isn't to support Trump. This isn't to support Ohio citizens. But I feel like if you see this and you continue to say, this isn't happening, these are just rumors, you're bad people, you're racist, you're liars, I feel like that is so disingenuous, so disrespectful to the people of Ohio. And again, I've already made a 45-minute video telling you how I feel about that. So go watch that if you want. I will link it in the description. But I just wanted to reiterate that this is happening. Stop calling people liars. Stop saying it's not happening. Stop being so stuck in hating Trump that you just immediately say anything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. So here I go to prove that most things that Kamala say are a lie, and here's my video evidence to prove that. This first lie we will be addressing is, if you've read already, is how she said she does not want to compensate guns. I don't even know if she said that during the debate. She just acted like it was silly for Trump to suggest that, considering that she just stated that her and Tim Walz both own guns. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you're not going to confiscate guns. It's funny that you say that, Miss Ma'am, because we have at least 3 videos, 4 if you count your team member saying that you want a mandatory executive order gun buyback.
Owners, we're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program. It's got to be smart. We got to do it the right way.
Adding to your gun control agenda?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, but I mean, listen, I don't think we lack for great ideas. As I've said many times, we've been having great ideas for decades. The problem is that Congress has not had the courage to act. And that is why, from the beginning, I have said, my agenda includes attempting to get Congress to act, but if they don't within the first 100 days of my administration, I'm going to take executive action. Because what we need is action.
So if you can't get Congress to act, you're going to take executive action. Did I hear that right? Did I hear that right? To do what? Mandatory gun buybacks? Because that's what they're asking you about. They're asking you about gun control. So if Congress won't do something unconstitutional, you will then do something unconstitutional. I got it. Forget the Second Amendment. That's not important. The people want you to not infringe upon their rights. That is what the people would like. Here's another one.
I support buybacks, and I think that, look, we have 5 million assault weapons on the streets of America, and we have 5 million assault weapons on the streets of America. And assault weapons have been designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly. They are weapons of war, and there is no place for them on a civil society, on the streets of a civil society. And it's something I'm so passionate about and so looking forward to being president to address. We've got to deal with this.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory.
Second Amendment?
The Second Amendment, listen, we're going to have to do it the right way. There's no question about that.
What does that mean,
but
Kamala?
we don't have any, we have to get these guns off the street.
No, we don't.
But I also, I have faith in the American people to know that, that we want to comply with our laws, and that I know that to be true.
So I have a suggestion for Ms. Kamala. How about you stop fundraising to release criminals? How about when you arrest criminals, you keep them arrested and or deport them if that's an option, because they're criminals. We have Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes in Colorado right now. I read that they arrested a few of them and then they released them right back into the apartment complex with an ankle monitor around their ankle. Why? They were terrorizing people. They were charging people rent. And you were just like, okay, yeah, go back and be a slumlord. No big deal. Don't cause trouble again. What? What are we doing? Don't talk to me about gun buybacks when freaking apartment complexes are being taken over. I heard another story today. Venezuelan gangs are also now charging rent to truck drivers who attempt to park overnight at truck stops. They're saying you can pay rent, or they show them their gun or a threat to violence. And apparently the police can't do anything about it. I don't know if this is true or not. I haven't looked further into this. Not that part. I know that that's true, but I haven't looked further into the statement I'm about to say, which is that supposedly they have some sort of immunity. I don't know if that comes with the temporary protective status that Kamala has given these people, but apparently when the truck drivers call the police, there's nothing that can be done. So now truck drivers are being threatened. So don't talk to me about gun buybacks, Kamala. Filthy harpy, this woman.
The over 2 million assault weapons that are currently in the streets of America. And so a buyback program is a good idea. If Congress fails to act, I'll give them 100 days to put a bill on my desk for signature. And if they do not do it, I will put in place by executive action a comprehensive background check requirement and a ban on the assault weapons and importation of assault weapons into our country. I'm done.
And that's why we will work to pass universal background checks, red flag laws, and an assault weapons ban.
I think you get the idea. She's a dumb hoe. That's the general idea. She's a dumb hoe bag. So she lied on the debate stage. That's lie number one. I think I counted that I have 13 here, and I don't even think this is all of them. If you guys think of any I missed, put it in the comments below, please. But that's the first lie, that she does not support mandatory gun buybacks. And something I've heard is like, oh, well, she only supports it for assault weapons. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. The Second Amendment protects from the government taking away any of our guns for any reason. And then you hear people be like, oh, well, when that was written, people had muskets that took a long time to load. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You want to do something? How about you allow guns in school and you allow shooting lessons so that kids who are around guns know how to use them? How about we help with mental illness? You know, that thing that Democrats are currently promoting? Go on TikTok, go on YouTube, go on Facebook. There are multiple accounts, probably millions of accounts of people bragging about ADHD, anxiety, depression, autism, gender dysphoria. They're literally bragging about mental illness, and they have people in the comments going, you're so brave. You're so brave for existing and having a mental illness. So, yeah, there's a problem. I should have looked up the statistics of how autism is skyrocketing, how mental illness is skyrocketing. And every time there's a crisis, these people immediately are like, well, we better take away all their guns. No, sir, and or ma'am. I'm going to show you one more on this topic, and then we'll move on. This is video of a woman from communist China speaking on gun buybacks, gun laws. So I'll just let her speak for herself.
Actually, I am a Chinese immigrant who survived communism. And under Mao, 40 million people were starving to death after he sold communism to them. And 20 million people died, murdered during his Cultural Revolution. So my question to you, David, is that can you guarantee me, a gun owner tonight, our government in the U.S., in D.C., will never become a tyrannical government? Can you guarantee that to me?
There's no way I can ever guarantee that any government will not be tyrannical.
Well, then the debate on gun control is over, because I will never give up my guns. Never. And you should go to China to see how gun control works for dictatorship of CCP. Actually,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I don't know who you are, but God bless you. Thank you for being in America. Man, immigrants who have come from communist countries, they will tell you, they will let you know. I live in Florida. There are a bunch of Venezuelans here. There are a bunch of Cubans here. There are a bunch of people who have seen how gun control and how freedom of speech has been taken away in real time, and they are not fans. So Kamala's second lie that I have here, anyways, this is not in order of her lies. Her next lie is that abortions, there are not people having late-term abortions. That is a complete fabrication on her part. And this happens to be something that ABC fact-checked Donald Trump on, and they also said it wasn't happening. They're liars. So this is a map, abortion access in the United States, post-Dobbs decision. A nearly total ban is the red states. The orange states are up to 6 weeks. Up to 12 weeks are the purple. I guess the dark orange is up to 15 weeks. There's like 3 shades of orange. Up to 18 weeks. Up to 20 through 26 weeks, which are all the green states. Up to 3rd trimester is this blue state right here. And then no restrictions. That's what we care about. No restrictions based on gestational duration. That is the dark blue states. And look at that. It includes Minnesota. It includes Tim Walz's state. He actually signed something, a bill to help make this happen. I believe eight late-term abortions were performed before he stopped the reporting in Minnesota. I'm pretty sure Puerto Rico is actually included on the no restrictions list, but it doesn't appear to be on here. In any case, that's sad. It's way too many. Yeah, Kamala lied. Kamala lied. Don't tell us it's not happening. You either blatantly lied and you know this information, or you are completely incompetent and you have made yourself the queen of abortion without actually knowing what's going on in the country. I know you keep repeating that Trump wants to, I didn't even look that up. That's not even on here. I'll have to look that up. Trump does not want a full ban on abortion. This is what's happened after the Dobbs decision. Near total ban on abortion are these scarlet states, but they are able to do that. That is why it was returned to the states, and it is not a total ban. No state as of yet has a total ban. As you can see, that is not listed here. So no, he does not want a total ban. Honestly, I think he wants to get away from it. He did what he said he was going to do, which was return it to the states. Mission accomplished. She also said he wanted to ban IVF, which is not true. He has come out and said that he wants the government or insurance to pay for IVF. Editor Stephanie here, and since I am here adding in more clips, here is one since Kamala on the debate stage specifically said that Trump is not only for abortion bans, which we just disproved, she also said that he was against IVF, which is absolutely not true. He specifically announced at his one of his rallies that is not true, that he wants the government and or insurance to pay for IVF. That's a plan that he has. So it's a blatant lie. It's specifically the opposite of what she said to be true. And here's it right out of the horse's mouth.
What has been happening under Donald Trump's abortion bans? Couples who pray and dream of having a family are being denied IVF treatments. What is happening in our country? Working people.
IVF, which is fertilization. The IVF, I have been a leader that under the Trump administration, your government will pay for, or your insurance company will be mandated to pay for all costs associated with IVF treatment, fertilization for women.
IVF has been an issue that has become political. A lot of people talking about it. What's the Trump administration going to do when it comes to IVF if you get elected?
Right. Well, as you know, I was always for IVF right from the beginning. As soon as we heard about it, it's fertilization. It's helping women and men and families, but it's helping women able to have a baby. Some have great difficulty, and a lot of them have been very happy with the results, as you know. And what we're doing this because we just think it's great, and we need great children, beautiful children in our country. We actually need them. And we are going to be, under the Trump administration, we are going to be paying for that treatment. So we are paying for that treatment.
All Americans who want it?
For all Americans that get it, all Americans that need it. So we're going to be paying for that treatment, or we're going to be mandating that the insurance company pay.
So not only is he saying that he will get it paid for so that more children can have babies, I think this is especially important because we know that there's a trend of more and more women over the age of 35. I believe over the age of 35 is a geriatric pregnancy. So we are having more and more women having children later and later in life, and they're having more and more trouble having babies. This is a big deal. It's for the government and or insurance companies paying for it. This is what this man wrote above this. Trump just announced that his administration will pay for IVF and mandate insurance companies to cover their treatment, allowing couples with fertility issues to have kids. We are going to be paying for that treatment. So we are paying for that treatment, all Americans that need it. And that's another thing, no restrictions. This is something for any woman who wants to have a child. This is what he meant by he'll be good for women's reproductive rights. That's what they're saying now. They keep repeating like, he wants to control our reproductive health. Reproductive health is you reproducing. By the time you get to an abortion, you've already reproduced. That has already happened. So nobody's trying to control that. No one's forcing you to have babies. You have several choices to control your own body before an abortion is ever like in question. You could be celibate. You could use protection. If for some reason that protection fails, you can use Plan B. There's so many ways to not get pregnant. And yet, that is what the Democrats are fighting for. Okay, that's it from me. Back to the video. Which would be a great incentive for women who are now having children older and older and needing more help. I think that would be great, especially since we are below replacement rate. Excuse me. And then this is one more on that topic. Maybe I got a few more on this topic. I have a few of them because I just want you to know how much she is lying. This is a girl who calls into an abortion clinic to see if they have any problem giving her this late-term abortion.
The abdomen and into the fetal heart.
Right, calling the Care Clinic in Bethesda, Maryland.
Thank you for calling Care. How can I help you?
I am looking to have an abortion.
How far along are you?
I'm 34 right now. I am in a pretty desperate situation. My boyfriend is kind of out of the picture now, so I don't really have any support.
An abortion at any stage is actually much safer than delivering a term pregnancy. It's a
What? What? She just told her an abortion at any stage is actually much safer than actually delivering the child. What? Excuse me? You mean this thing that women have been casually doing for all of history is not as safe as murdering the child while it's still in your womb? I don't know. That sounds suspicious. I'd love to follow the science on that one. I really would, because I don't believe that for a second.
It's a 5-day procedure. We do some basic lab work on you and start to dilate your cervix. After that, we do what we call the fetal injection. A needle is inserted through the abdomen and into the fetal heart where lidocaine is injected, and that will completely numb the fetus so there's no pain. And then after that, we inject a medication called digoxin and another medication called KCL into the fetal heart, which will slow and then stop the fetal heartbeat. And then on that 4th day, depending on how your cervix is dilated, we'll break your water, and then we'll give you a medication called misoprostol. Misoprostol will sort of induce contraction and increase the dilation of your cervix. You're going to have contractions and cramping, and then we'll assist you in sort of pushing in the induction and then remove all of the products of conception. You're definitely going to feel discomfort and cramping and a lot of pressure, but we do give you fentanyl and Versed during the procedure. We specialize in later trimester care. Our doctor is very well versed in what he's doing, and he's very good.
So I'm not like a rare situation. Y'all help women this late in pregnancy all the time?
All the time.
All the time. Not a rare situation. What was that, Kamala? What'd you say about late-term abortion, Kamala? That lady just... honestly, she might have been an undercover pro-lifer, because what woman listens to all of that and is still like, yeah, I'm definitely doing this? Oh, I just can't. Anyways, Kamala's a liar. There's more video evidence of Kamala being a big, fatty liar. Here's one more. It's unnecessary, but I just want to drive home the point because this is a really big issue. The abortion people just want to ignore it. They literally just lie. They just repeat the propaganda like that's not happening. And then it's like, yes, it is. Yes, it is happening. This is what you support. You should know.
We're going to call the abortion facility, and I'm going to tell them I'm pregnant with a 32-week fetus, as you say. Hi, I just turned 32 weeks pregnant. Am I able to come in for an abortion ASAP?
I wouldn't be able to see you for the week of the 23rd, so that will put you at 34 weeks.
Can I still have an abortion at 34 weeks?
Yes, ma'am. I just have to do an intake. Do you have about 5 minutes?
Sure, I have 5 minutes. Yeah, I just found out that she could have Down syndrome. I can still have the abortion right, even though she has Down syndrome?
Yeah, so we just have to do an intake because the doctor...
It doesn't fucking matter.
That's late-term abortion, ma'am. That's abortion in the 8th month of pregnancy that's discriminatory based on someone's genetic code. She just confirmed she would commit an abortion on me with my child who's viable and can live outside the womb.
Y'all can do this. This woman, Kristen Hawkins, this is what she does. And she does this all the time. She'll call in and ask. They never tell her no. Some people have the mistaken conception that Planned Parenthoods help women who actually want to have children, like post and prenatal care. They don't do that. Their number one product is, I believe at this point, hormone therapy for like transgender people. And then their second most valuable, profitable item is abortions. They do STD testings and pap smear, which is like a woman's yearly test just to make sure everything's okay. Beyond that, I don't really think that they do much, what do they call it? Women's health. And then here's one more. I think Trump, this is the last one on this topic, I promise. Trump referred to this video specifically before they told him that this wasn't happening. So I wanted to show this.
If a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. So I think this was, if a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother. So
basically, if a whole ass baby is born, they may keep it comfortable if that's what the mother wants. They may resuscitate it if that's what the mother wants. And then they have a conversation of whether she's double sure she wants that baby's life to end, or if she's changed her mind now that the baby was actually born after she tried to kill it the first time. What do you think that means? They don't have to like stab the baby. They don't have to like not, they can literally just leave it there and it will die. Because guess what? Despite what abortion people say, once a baby is out of its mother's womb, it still needs people's care. It's just nasty, you guys. Kamala, once you know all of these lies that she said, imagine her smiling and smirking on stage, because it just gives a whole different vibe. She's evil. She is evil. Okay, so this video about January 6th, this is where he reads to a reporter because everyone was wanting to ask him the same question after January 6th, and they wanted to ignore that prior to the events of January 6th, he told the crowd to march peacefully and patriotically. So here is him reading the transcript of what he said.
So if you look at, on January 5th, the day before, I said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Stay peaceful. This was the day before, and this was in the form of Twitter. Now I use Truth Social. I think it's far superior, okay? I hope everybody's on Truth. If you look, January 6th, just at before 2:30, I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. This is right after, as it was happening. But what happened is they took it down. I don't know why. I think they took it down because it was so good. They didn't like it being up there.
I believe this is a video of him actually saying it.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
So that's him actually saying it at the rally, telling him peacefully and patriotically. Okay, what is this? Oh, this is about the lie. Kamala saying that she was at the Capitol building on January 6th. We can point out that Kamala wasn't in the Capitol on Jan 6th. She was at the DNC, which is 9 miles away, and she was actually evacuated because of a pipe bomb that absolutely nobody is investigating, by the way. Kamala Harris was evacuated from DNC headquarters minutes after a pipe bomb discovered during Capitol riot. Vice President Kamala Harris was evacuated from the Democratic National Committee headquarters in Washington on January 6, 2021, minutes after a pipe bomb was discovered nearby. So she's a liar. She wasn't there. She also said that police officers died during January 6th. That is not true. There was one person who died during the Jan 6 event, and it was this woman, Ashley Babbitt. She was killed by a police officer, this guy. There is video of her being shot, but I'm not going to play it because I don't think that I can. She wasn't doing anything. He was behind a door, a barricaded door. I don't know if she's a person who broke a window or what, because it does look like there's a smashed window. there. But anyway, she's the only person who died. She was a Trump supporter, and this man shot her. So you can look that up if you want. There was a police officer who died on January 7th, but he died of an unrelated stroke, natural causes that had nothing to do with January 6th. But Democrats love to lump that in so that they can say that this January 6th event where nobody had any weapons and the only person who died was shot by an armed officer was an insurrection. Worst insurrection ever. Here's another one that's been debunked multiple times, the Very Fine People hoax.
Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side.
We also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay?
So which one of them is for unity? Is it Kamala lying with a smile on her face, smug as all get out on the debate stage, purposely lying? This has been debunked multiple times. She knows for a fact it is not the truth. We can have confidence that she knows it's not the truth. She's lying about what he said. You just saw what he said. He specifically said that he condemned the white nationalists. He is for unity. He was the one saying there were good people there. There were people who were there just because they didn't want a Robert E. Lee statue taken down and destroyed. And I get that. It infuriates me when these protesters mark up the Freedom Bell or tear down a statue or burn the American flag. Like, you don't have to like it, but you don't destroy it. That's unity. Someone who is against that. The person blaming things on him that he didn't even do, that's not unity. That's division. Then there was a Bloodbath hoax, which multiple people repeated at the DNC. The news keeps repeating. This was so silly. And
Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
Mexico has taken, over a period of 30 years, 34% of the automobile manufacturing business in our country. Think of it. Went to Mexico. China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories. A friend of mine...
Okay, Editor Stephanie here. I did find the compilation. Because I've had this conversation before, I've showed a... Let's call him a never Trumper. I showed a never Trumper the bloodbath thing, and I was like, look, the entire media lied about him saying bloodbath as if he was saying he was going to overthrow the country or something like that. And I showed it to them, and their response was like, yeah, well, he's the president. He still shouldn't talk like that. What do you do with that? Tell me, what do you do with that? So anyways, just in case you're thinking that, or you have a family member that's thinking that, here is a compilation of mainstream media saying this over and over and over again, using bloodbath in different words, because it's normal. Because every politician, every political leader ever, every mainstream media has used words very, military language in order to talk about politics and talk about things in using hyperbole. So here's that, just in case you think Trump invented the term bloodbath, because he didn't.
But as Politico.com reports tonight on the, quote, bloodbath at the RNC, headlines calling it a, quote, bloodbath.
Be a bloodbath. Not only is it going to be a bloodbath, but after they leave New Hampshire, it's a bloodbath on her home turf. That
That's really tough.
Trump has left a lot of corpses in his wake. I mean, we can count the bodies.
As part of the, quote, MAGA drive to take over Maricopa County. And the headline refers to it as an impending bloodbath.
Columnist Charles Blow has a new piece for the New York Times entitled A Biden Bloodbath.
2018 midterms, you can bet that they 100% are fearing a slaughter. In fact, the word bloodbath and massacre come up frequently.
The Republican Party will be destroyed. It's going to be a bloodbath.
There's going to be a bloodbath one way or the other.
Bloodbath for Bernie Sanders.
It's been a bloodbath. They're shaping up to be a bloodbath.
Head off a bloodbath in next year's crucial midterm.
Off-year elections are often a bloodbath.
This week's bloodbath for Democrats.
A bloodbath at the ballot box.
There could be a Republican bloodbath.
They'll talk about a bloodbath.
It's a bloodbath. I have to talk about you. And
It's going to be a bloodbath all day long.
Is in for a bloodbath.
Hasn't been a bloodbath on the way down.
Donald Trump bloodbath. Be a bloodbath.
Predicted to be a bloodbath. May not be the bloodbath.
It would be a bloodbath.
More of a bloodbath.
It's going to be a bloodbath in November.
Possible Biden bloodbath this November.
A bloodbath on Wall Street.
There's going to be a bloodbath
in Alabama into a bloodbath.
Obviously, there was a bloodbath. It was a bloodbath. We're down 800 points.
This bloodbath at Department of Homeland Security.
And it's a bloodbath today.
There was going to be this bloodbath.
Election bloodbath.
There could be a bloodbath for them. Bloodbath, possibly.
Bloodbath that went through with the Attorney General.
Bloodbath 99 days out. The bloodbath is going to look like
Presided over a bloodbath in the diplomatic corps.
Absolute, in my opinion, bloodbath. The Democrats are
Calling it a ticket sales turned into a bloodbath.
Ticket sales for singer Taylor Swift's latest tour.
It's safe to say the fans had a bloodbath for the company after the fiasco.
Okay, so that was 48 different times that mainstream media has used the term bloodbath. I also did count when a couple times they said massacre or slaughter, which is very similar. Obviously, it's hyperbolic. If you have not seen that clip of Trump at his rally saying it before, and you believed all the mainstream media hype, you should be questioning what else are they lying to you about. Because it's obvious that they understood that that is not what he was talking about. They use the word constantly. They are not dumb people, which means they are doing it to fearmonger and they are doing it to lie on purpose. I honestly find it maddening, but we will move on to the next. Back to the video. If you believe the news is real, please identify yourself on X by regurgitating the same low IQ statement, facts, about the stand back and stand by hoax your media fooled you into believing. I actually had not heard this one before I went to make this video, but here is this. Kamala lied about this too. Every single one of these things, Kamala said that the opposite happened, or she demonized something perfectly normal like bloodbath. Okay, so this is the stand back and stand by hoax. You're sensing a common theme? The theme is Kamala's a liar. Okay, here we go.
But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm
prepared
willing to do
specifically
that,
do it? Well,
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
white
supremacists and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing.
So you can see in this video that the person asking the question actually says, will you tell them to stand back? And so Trump literally repeated it, stand back and stand by. And they're saying that he said this to basically encourage, to tell the white supremacists to stand by, like for his orders. Stop it. Stop it. These people are the worst. They're demons. They're demons. Another Kamala lie. I don't know what number this is, but here's another Kamala lie. She said she was not in favor of banning fracking. She would not ban fracking, and she's been very clear about that. At least she said that she's been very clear about that multiple times because she needs to win Pennsylvania. But as we know, as we've learned through this video, she is a liar. So here she is saying there's no question that she would ban fracking.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
What was that, Kamala? There's no question? she's right. She has been very clear about it. Okay, so she wants to ban fracking. She's been clear of that. It's like they think that the internet doesn't exist. Are they just counting? They're just, I don't know what the plan is. They're either counting on the immigrants or they're counting on the old people who just watch CNN. Okay, and this is Kamala lying about the crime statistics. I feel like everyone knows she's been lying about the economy, about crime statistics, and it's super duper annoying. Women are getting raped. Women are getting killed. No one can afford anything. And she's just like, everything's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Here's a video of Fox News reporting on the FBI crime statistics.
So if crime's everywhere, why do they say crime's down?
A new report from the FBI shows that there was a 13% decline in murder.
Despite what the data shows, which we've been talking about, the fact that crime is going down in most places is not registering with the public.
I can safely walk my dog to the Capitol today in a way that you couldn't do when we all got here.
Really?
I'm glad Pete can walk his dog, but why should we believe the FBI? Well, turns out we shouldn't. The Washington Examiner did some digging and discovered the FBI's been cooking the books. Did you know about half the country doesn't send their crime statistics to the FBI? So the FBI just estimates the number of crimes, and then they estimate in the wrong direction. Murders are actually up 23% across 70 cities since 2019. In Milwaukee, the FBI reported a 13% drop in robberies, but Milwaukee police reported a 7% increase. The Biden administration's using Enron-style accounting to cook the books on everything from crime to the border to the economy. And then the media reporters, they just regurgitate the propaganda and they wonder why the country's soured. We don't trust them and Trump's winning.
To be totally fair, I don't trust Fox News either. I think they're all liars, different degrees of liars, but all liars. I do not trust them. I don't know why. I don't even remember what they did at this point, but they lost my trust. I'm just done being lied to. So FBI is cooking the books. Okay, so they're saying that a bunch of major cities, which is where the crime is, are not reporting. And why is that? Look at this. Pro tip: when FBI crime statistics no longer include data from New York, LA, and other high crime regions, journalists like David Muir shouldn't use that FBI data to gleefully claim crime is down. So ABC lied. Kamala lied. Fact check. In last night's 3-on-1 debate, the ABC News moderator used misleading crime data from the FBI to fact check real Donald Trump. The reality is that Trump, as he usually is, was right. Crime is not down. It is up. Way up. Soros-linked progressive prosecutors. What is this? Purple. Current as of March 2023. This is blue. Newly elected. Up 8. Okay, newly elected, so he just got 8 more. Defeated, removed, departed, or resigned. Down 12. So these red dots are those. And then removal in progress. I feel like we should remove all of them. He still has quite a few. So what does that have to do with it? It has to do with the people who are not reporting their crimes. These are the places that did not participate. 6,097 agencies submitted no 2022 data. 32% of all police agencies did not report. A lot of them are in Florida. Oh my gosh. So this probably is in my own backyard and I just don't know it yet. I assume it's in major cities. I know that a bunch of Venezuelan gang members, they're saying that the Tren de la Agua or whatever has been sent to Orlando, Fort Myers, and what's the other one? Miami. So I wonder how crime's doing over there. I bet that's where they're not reporting. Anyway, so more proof that the FBI is not reporting accurately. This is a new Bureau of Justice statistics crime data just released. Violent crime. Trump was talking about this at his rally today. He was like, someone at the FBI must like me because they released new crime data. Maybe they don't like him. They probably don't. They probably released this because Kamala can't hide it anymore, especially now that people are paying attention to Ohio and Colorado. So they're like, oh, well, we better say that crime is up before people start calling us liars. like they already are. Change in total violent crime rate per 1,000 people, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault, national crime victimization data 2016 to 2023 came up under Biden-Harris. So in orange, we have Trump 2016 to 2020, and then under Biden-Harris 2020 to 2023. Total violent crime, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault was down 15% under Trump, is up 15% under Biden-Harris. Rape was up 9% under Trump. It is now up 42% under Biden-Harris. Robbery was down under Trump by 6%. Biden-Harris, it was up 63%. Aggravated assault down 24% under Trump and up 55% under Biden-Harris. This rape statistic is alarming. I feel like exactly what we've been seeing go down in the UK is happening here right now. And it's been happening. It's just taken longer for us to see it because the United States is much, much bigger than the UK. But it's happening now. Tommy Robinson, please tell us what to do. It's not going well. Okay. So that's that. That's the crime report from the FBI. You can read this if you want. So all of these fact checks have been things that Kamala Harris actually said in the debate. And as you've seen, most of them were lies. I'm sure this isn't all of them. Again, if you guys think of any that I might have missed, put them down in the comments and I would love to know about them or check them out. But it's very, very important to mention that it's not just Kamala lying, and the mainstream media is also lying or covering up for her or both. And they're not just doing it for her. They were also doing it with Biden. You saw the Bloodbath hoax. They all knew that that's not what he said or meant. And they repeated it, even though they have used the very same terminology in the past. This is something very similar. This is another obvious attempt. This is how I started figuring out that Trump was innocent. Every time mainstream media said, he said this, it's a scandal, I would go look up what he actually said. And every single time they were lying. Every single time. So here's another one where they're blatantly saying he's a liar and they're lying. This is also, by the way, something that Kamala Harris said on the debate stage. So I'm not off topic here. She said it on the debate stage and they are covering up and pushing the same lies as she is.
The man who now leads the Taliban in Afghanistan, Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar.
Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, co-founder of the Taliban.
I could hear in Mullah Baradar's voice that he knew President Trump meant business.
CBS News has confirmed that CIA Director William Burns met secretly in Kabul with the Taliban's de facto leader Abdul Ghani Baradar.
We have learned that CIA Director William Burns traveled to Kabul for a secret meeting with Taliban leader Abdul Ghani Baradar.
A Taliban co-founder, Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, who oversaw the signing of the U.S. withdrawal agreement last year.
The night. This is the part where Donald Trump invented someone. He invented a person who doesn't exist in addition to the people he says are eating dogs. There's another person who doesn't exist. His name is Abdul.
And Abdul is the head of the Taliban. He is still the head of the Taliban. And I told Abdul, don't do it anymore. You do it anymore, you're going to have problems.
Maybe the reason that VP Harris is looking at him that way is one that she's probably thinking maybe he should go back to the old folks home and have a bowl of Jell-O. Or she might also think to herself, no. The head of the Taliban's name is not Abdul. It is Hibatullah Akhundzada. So maybe he couldn't remember that. I had to write it down to know it. Your thoughts on his response in making up Abdul as a person that isn't real?
No one can really confirm who this Taliban person named Abdul is, who he said he'd talked to.
It's the bizarrest bit in the whole debate where he describes the leader of the Taliban as a guy called Abdul. It's a completely non-existent person. He's just chosen the one Muslim name he can remember. It's like, I don't know, the leader of the Taliban saying, that guy John who leads the West, or is it Billy? That's the kind of sort of wacky direction she sent his head in because she had prepared so well.
Wow. Holy. Okay. That's infuriating, guys, and it's this every single time. I challenge you to any time that you think, anytime that the media is attacking Trump on something, calling him a liar, sensationalizing something, go to the primary source, whether that be a clip from his rally. Honestly, if you're on X that same day, if not the next day, people are immediately posting, that's a lie. Here's the real answer. You just saw that in 2021, there was multiple news anchors, not just one or the other, multiple news anchors, and even Mike Pence, who was President Trump's vice president, say Abdul's name, the head of the Taliban. After the debate, now in 2024, multiple news anchors, different stations, saying, oh, he just made him up. He doesn't exist. Joy Reid is the worst. She's the worst. She's the worst. Morning Joe is also terrible. They do nothing but lie. And when the Democratic Party lies, they back them up. They are literally pretending that Abdul doesn't exist, that Trump is crazy. They're painting him as crazy. They're painting him as senile. They're painting him as racist. This guy just said, it's like he picked the one Muslim name he knew. They're lying. They're lying, and they're painting him in a bad light. Ooh, that's infuriating. We're going to do a fun one now, and it's the last one, I promise. Okay, this is the last one. I have one more amazing fact check for you guys. This one's pretty funny. I think it's going to show her in the debate, but it says Kamala gets fact checked by active deployed military. Kamala lies during the debate. Today, there is not one active military member who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. Let's see what our military has to say about that.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world the first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?
I see some Mexican and Puerto Rico flags in that room. All right, boys. Thank you for the fact check. Thank you for the fact check from the combat zone. Notice it says full of lies in the bottom left corner. They got opinions. I appreciate them. Okay, that's done. That was like 13 things. And if I missed any, and I'm sure I did, or if there's any that you want to know if it was true or not, comment and let me know, and I will play that. So somebody made this really amusing song with Trump saying that they're eating dogs and they're eating cats, and it's like going viral right now, and I love it. And I wanted to end on a happy note because, first of all, I think it's great, like I said in my last video, that he mentioned this on the debate stage because it brought attention to the issue. It stopped Kamala and the government from being able to hide what's going on in Ohio. There is independent reporters there on the ground now. Rebel News for one, Taylor Hansen for another, down there getting more information, actually interviewing Ohio residents. I did see one report from mainstream media, and all they did was interview a Haitian American. I don't even think that he's one of the Haitian immigrants, just a Haitian American that was already there, being like, basically asking him like, oh, are the immigrants scared because of what Trump did? Because Trump announced all the bad things they were doing in public? Which is shameful. Super shameful. It's in my other video. Go watch it. I think it's called Kamala Lied About Ohio. Something similar to that. You'll see Kamala on the cover with little devil horns. I made that myself. Okay, so let's listen to this so we can get all the Kamala lies out of our system. And also just because it's great.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat.
I don't care who you are. That's a beat, y'all. That is thoroughly entertaining. I'm glad he said it on the debate stage. I'm glad these memes are happening, not only because it's drawing attention to Trump, it's drawing attention to the fact he was right, but more so because it's drawing attention to the people who are actually suffering in Ohio that Kamala and her administration have been trying to ignore. So thank you to whoever made this. I thank you from the people of the internet. Oh, and I thought this was important. I'm not going to play it because it's, as I said earlier, bullshit. A whole lot of bullshit is happening right now. But this was CNN reporting that Kamala had 1 false claim, while Trump had 33 false claims. As you can see, she at least has 13, at least. So if you didn't know before that mainstream media is lying to you, hopefully now you do. So that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. Thank you for watching. That has been my fact check on Kamala Harris's debate lies. So she sucks. And I hope this puts into perspective the smug look on her face, the righteous indignation, the anger that Trump was showing. I feel like, I don't think he won optics. You know, he walked into a bunch of very obvious traps. Like, I think one of the first things she did once she stopped being super nervous was start talking about his crowd sizes. And I was literally like, don't do it, Trump, do not do it, let it go. And he couldn't. And, you know, that happened a couple times, but I think he also did, in his defense, I think he did exactly what every podcaster, pundit, probably his advisors asked him to do. And that was stick to policy, don't attack her. And I think he had to, because had he attacked her, had he called her a pig like Rosie O'Donnell, or, you know, had he had his normal zinger, it would have been really bad, because first of all, he didn't have a crowd. That's probably why they didn't want it, because people wouldn't have been there to cheer for it. And it would have landed flat because the people there suck and don't have a sense of humor. And the whole next few days, instead of being about how the ABC moderators were useless, it would have been about how he has no respect for women. He doesn't, you know, he attacked Kamala, da-da-da-da. So I don't think he had freedom in that way to do what he normally does. That being said, I think he has won the internet. Mainstream media was always going to say that Kamala won, like, no matter what. Maybe, I mean, I also think this shows that the reason that the moderators were fair during the Biden debate is because they knew what was going to happen and they wanted Biden to be outed. It seems more and more like a plan now, doesn't it? I think Trump won the internet, and that's what matters, because the internet is where the people are. Mainstream media, if you couldn't tell from this entire video, is on Kamala's side. We cannot trust either of them. They are laughing and smiling and smirking and high-fiving each other while people are suffering in Ohio, suffering in Colorado, suffering all over the place. There's things happening right now that we probably don't even know, because it's very obvious that mainstream media isn't putting people on the ground to go figure it out. When they go see about the rumors, all they do is interview the immigrants and talk about how everyone's racist and we should just be nice to them, even though they are causing people to lose their jobs, causing people to lose their houses, lose their cars, risking their safety. No. The American people did not vote for this. The American people want the border closed. Even the people who vote for Kamala, I think a lot of them want the border closed because they keep saying the border isn't open, which I believe is them playing with semantics. But yes, the border is very much open. And if you didn't think that was a bad thing, you wouldn't have to keep repeating the border isn't open, because you know it's a mark against her. The border is open. What's happening in the UK will be happening here, is happening here. And I don't even know if voting for Trump will stop it, but I'm sure going to hope and pray for the best. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching Living for the Plot. I'm Stephanie, and I will see you guys next time.